sure everything I wanted to talk into this video, but I do know that I want to stream for a little while. It's only 2 in the morning right now, so let's try to go until like 3:30 or 4. Talk about a couple of topics, answering chat's questions, all definitely things I'm looking forward to getting into this stream. So let's just kind of hop into it. The first thing I wanted to talk about actually kind of got buried in the YouTube the polls when we were suggesting what to talk about, but I want to talk about sketchy things that people are doing in dispensaries, like sketchy dispensary practices that might make it a little bit unsavory to shop there, things that you should be aware of and not necessarily trying to trash dispensaries, maybe giving them a little bit of constructive criticism, maybe moving forward to people who actually go through and do some of the things we might talk about today. So let's just kind of get our first chat question, or not question, but a search question. Sketchy. Damn, that's spelled with a K. Sketchy. Lawsuit exposes Nevada's sketchy cannabis licensing practices. Ooh, a little bit of drama. So right now we're on Leafly. This is a Leafly article titled "Lawsuit Exposes Nevada's Sketchy Cannabis Licensing Practices." So that's not the kind of thing that I thought we were going to get into, but it seems a little bit bigger. Nevada stepped into the adult use cannabis era with the best of intentions. The state set up its regulatory system and licensing process with a promise of level playing fields, honest application scoring, and full transparency. Things haven't worked out exactly as planned. Evidence presents in an ongoing lawsuit has raised a number of questions about scoring procedures, equity, fairness, and the possible role of undue influence in the awarding of the state's extremely lucrative retail cannabis licenses. Ooh, I wonder what they did. Let's find out what Nevada's up to. Recent rulings in a lawsuit have left the state's cannabis industry in a mild state of confusion, as nobody's sure who exactly has legal permission to open new stores this autumn and who does not. What year is this from? Oh, published September 5th, 2019. Last updated in 2020. Okay, so this is pretty old news. But let's read it anyway. 10 million licenses, sorry, $10 million worth of licenses at stake. The Silver State is one of just 5 adult use cannabis states to limit dispensary licenses. Ballot question 2, the adult use legalization measure approved by Nevada voters in 2016, allows for about 130 retail cannabis stores to open by the end of 2020, based on the state's current population. There are already 66 stores open statewide, and that means the state can legally issue up to 64 more licenses throughout the end of the year. Through the end of next year. Local officials in 12 of Nevada's 16 counties, though, have prohibited cannabis retail stores. All 12 are separately populated rural areas, so realistically, there are about 42 new retail licenses up for grabs between now and the end of 2020. The recent sale of existing licenses suggests each is worth at least $10 million. That's due in part to the imbalance of the market, Ballot question 2 set the number of statewide licenses based on residential population, but the actual market size in Nevada is widely skewed by the massive tourist traffic in Las Vegas. The state population is 3 million. Las Vegas hosts 43 million visitors every year. You've got a license scheme set up to serve 3 million. It's actually serving 46 million, hence the top dollar value of a retail license. That's kind of fucking crazy. By the way, if you are getting value out of this, or learning something cool, hit that like button. Or if you're just enjoying yourself. Also, don't forget to drink water. Stay hydrated, my friends. When that much money is at stake, the rules of fair play face a lot of pressure from the companies willing to bend to them. Kind of interesting. Kind of weird that they didn't take it into account that they have so many visitors and that so many people actually come into the state and that they would actually have to give cannabis to those people. Because if you're making a law about how many dispensaries you can have and potentially how much product they can have in each, wouldn't you want to at least find out a way to accommodate for people who are like all people who are legal age and not just citizens, especially in a place like Nevada? But maybe that's the exact problem. The state's second round of retail cannabis applications were considered by officials at the Department of Taxation, Nevada's cannabis regulator. Last year, the licenses were awarded in December. Predictably, executives at companies that did not win licenses were outraged, as you would be, but so were a number of others in the cannabis industry. Something about the process didn't sit right. The recreational only licenses were said to be open to any operators of marijuana cultivation or production facilities or existing retail license holders. In the end, licenses were awarded to only 17 of the 127 companies that applied, accounting for 61 of a total of, accounting for 61 of 462 total applications. Some companies were awarded licenses for more than one retail location. 4 of the 17 companies, Essence, The Source, Zenleaf, and Grassroots, received a combined 33 of the 61 licenses, meaning more than half of the new dispensary licenses for the entire state were just given to 3% of the applicants. That sounds like corruption. What the fuck? I mean, good for the people who won, but like that's not how you want to win. What the hell? That's absolutely crazy. Like, give other people a chance to do something in the industry, man. Like, if you're not giving them licenses, they're not going to be able to do anything. Like, we need diversity in the market. That's why capitalism is supposed to work, because there's competition. But apparently in the cannabis industry, all you have to be is big money, I guess. Because, like, Grassroots is a pretty big name. Even I know about Grassroots. And then, Zenleaf or something like that? I've never heard of them, but I'm sure they're a big, Essence, The Source, Zenleaf, and Grassroots. So those guys are probably rolling in friends in high places. Allegedly. At the time, Department of Taxation officials were required to protect the identity of the license winners, probably for safety concerns. That only added fuel to the fire, as it offered no transparency about how the applicants were sourced or which companies scored the highest and why. Eventually, word leaked out. Official announcements came from some license winners that, combined with the industry chatter, allowed many to put the pieces together, which, yeah, you can't hide that kind of shit for long. People are going to find out. Even if they have to wait until stores start opening under certain names, they're going to find out. Those pieces added up to a troubling picture. Many of the 17 license winners seem to have close connections to the Nevada Dispensary Association, the state's cannabis store advocacy organization, and had compromised to help, well, have commissioned the help of Las Vegas business attorney Amanda Connor. All those questions led to a lawsuit, a collation of 11 cannabis business owners who were not awarded licenses in the latest round filed lawsuits against the Department of Taxation, claiming that agency officials altered their rules on the fly to accommodate the selected group of applicants, which sounds very much like what happened here. So I don't feel like I need to read any further into the article. I don't need to get super deep into the fucking weeds here. We kind of figured out what was going on there. We don't really need to read until the conclusion, right? Here, this section is called Pattern of Winners. I skipped a little bit. Former state Senator Segerblum, now a Clark County commissioner, spearheaded marijuana legalization in Nevada from 2013 to 2017, also known as the godfather of cannabis in the Silver State. Segerblum, a Democrat from Las Vegas, is credited with making both medicinal and recreational cannabis legal, a legal reality for Nevadans. So good for Tick, man. Props to Tick. There's money to be made in the marijuana, and we want to be equitable for everyone. We want to encourage women and people of color to become pot entrepreneurs too, which, yeah, diversity in the space is going to be very important as well. I hope a lot of people can step up to the plate and make great product and get into positions by merit. I think that's extremely important. I don't think that someone should get a position simply because of the color of their skin or sexual orientation or anything like that. I think it should be based on merit, but we need to judge the merit objectively, which is very hard when you come with something with cannabis, but notoriety is something important as well. And if you have a good reputation, it's easier to get into good places. So, yeah, corruption in government and corruption in cannabis is already very much out in the open. So that was Nevada's sketchy practices. I tried to find the sketchiest marijuana dispensary, how to get legal weed delivered to your front door. Sketchy pesticide practices showing up on marijuana store shelves. Written by Cannabis Advisory, thecannabisadvisory.com. Is that a reputable source? Does anyone know? Do they actually do their shit? I sure hope so. Products with high levels of sketchy pesticides in them have been found sitting on recreational marijuana store shelves. This post from The Stranger highlights how more concentrate and flower products are testing positive for sketchy pesticides. The Uncle Ike's pesticide test were just an appetizer. The entree is even harder to swallow. Recently, Dr. Gil Mobley, as the Clean Cannabis Association (CCA), commissioned a series of pesticide tests at Trace Analytics and random samples of Washington recreational marijuana products. I just got the results from the 37 concentrate and flower products submitted in their tests, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news again and again and again, but my initial impression is that we're totally fucking fucked, which is bold, but not capitalized. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go see if my dog needs to be let in, but yeah, I'll be right back. All right, now I'm back. Ugh. God damn it. All right, I had to prop the door open so she could actually go in and out. She doesn't like to be stuck in the room for whatever reason, but whenever the door closes and she's outside of the room, she always tries to come in. I don't know. Dog stuff, I guess. All right, so initial impression is that we're totally fucking fucked. Since the legal weed bonanza began. I've never seen that word written. Ever since this legal weed bonanza began, I've written a lot of articles calling attention to the issue of pesticides. There's not a space in between of and pesticides, by the way, which is kind of weird, but okay. Pesticides in our pot or on our pot, and I've been told by a lot of different people that the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board, WSLB or LCB, especially that I'm beating a dead horse. So out of 37 products, 25 of them concentrate and flower products showed up with the same or with some amount of sketchy pesticides on them, which I don't know why they specify them as sketchy pesticides every single time. Like, I could see it the first time, but just that it seems to be a little bit redundant. Here, I'm going to move this down a little bit so we can actually make eye contact and whatever. Yeah, but just a little weird note. 3 out of the 10 flower samples and 22 of the 27 samples, same eye-popping levels. While I'm not the least bit surprised to see a popular concentrate product ringing in that tens of thousands parts per billion ppb of banned pesticides, I am pretty goddamn dismayed, especially when every cannabis producer's website goes on length about how their products are the purest puff of unicorn farts, to ever grace a vape pen. Many of them are not. The level discovered in these tests suggests that some people are actively spraying their products with some real terrible pesticides. So not only are they using pesticides, they're using like the worst ones, I guess, like banned pesticides that they're not allowed to use. And this is in he did this test in Washington. Well, 25 concentrate same amount of pesticides. Wow, okay. So I just scrolled back up. Fucking me. As Fargus, the owner of Trace Analytics, said about the test that showed up at really high levels, this was not incidental contact. Fragus noted that this isn't an isolated issue. It's not going to be any different if it's 5,000 samples or 45, he said. If you apply standard deviation to it, it's industry wide. So this is an entire problem. They're seeming to suggest that every single dispensary uses harmful or banned pesticides, which I suppose is possible when you have a product that you need to make a business off of. In a business standpoint, it makes sense to do every single thing you possibly can, including breaking the rules, to get as much of a profit as you can. Is it right? Obviously not. Do I advocate for it? Absolutely not. Do I spray anything on my plants? Very minimally, and none of it's poisonous. So, what the hell is going on? He also added that the high failure rate for concentrates was unsurprising, noting that pesticides that are undetectable in flower samples can be off the charts when concentrated. So basically what they're telling us is if you smoke dabs from a dispensary, you're also smoking concentrated pesticide, which is poison. And if it's banned, it's probably extra fucking bad. If I'm led to believe the FDA about anything, it's that when they ban something, it must be really bad because they've approved some really sketchy shit. So after 2 years of sagacious. Yeah, that's the only way you can pronounce it. Sagacious. Direction by our state's regulators. How is this still happening? Well, in Washington, we didn't set and establish tolerance limits for pesticides, a task traditionally left to the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. Obviously, weed is still federally illegal, so the EPA wasn't exactly jumping onto the offer or into offer guidance. The states with legalized marijuana who wanted to regulate pesticides had to come up with their own standards. So they're just fucking guessing. I'm not going to say it could not be a problem, but this seems like a huge fucking problem. My wrist itches for some reason. I'm not sure why. When implementing I-502 to expedite the process of getting our system up and running, we opted to just ban everything that would require a tolerance level. Tolerance levels are limits on the amount of pesticide that can be detected on a product and still be safe for human consumption. The idea was that if growers only use tolerance exempt pesticides, we wouldn't need to set up costly and complicated system of pesticides tests and could just ask growers really nicely to clean up their acts because there are less harmful pesticides they can use. The idea was that people would spray their plants with rosemary oil and hydrogen peroxide and lay off the Eagle 20 and fucking ambidectin. That was a little Nice fantasy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. You can't trust all growers to do the same or to do the right thing, and you especially. I'm going to say this every fucking single time. You can never trust a business to do the right thing. It's never gonna happen because it's easier to make money when you break the rules. It's so much easier to make money when you break the rules. And if you're in a position where you're not likely to get caught, you get fucking cocky and you break the rules, and sometimes you fucking win billions. And it's so fucking sweet when you do. Shout out to Nestle, shout out to Amazon, yo, shout out to Walmart, shout out to Meijer, shout out to all those big fucking corpos, man. They've been fucking people so long. Also, shout out to insurance, fucking scam, and college, fucking scam. There we go. Sketchy pesticides practices in the pot industry predate legalization, and old habits die hard. Setting up a system zero tolerance encourages cheaters and Biro to a new leaf enterprise. One early victim of the abridged of the state's legal pesticides enforcement system argues if at all or nothing, and you're about to lose a crop, why not risk it all? Yeah, that's a good point. Turns out old Boris was onto something. Zero tolerance systems like the one we've set up for legal cannabis come with a need for robust enforcement. The WSLCB has been, in theory, deterring growers from continuing to use banned substances, offering stiff penalties for anyone caught doing so. However, the stick was apparently more of a finger wag, while they did catch a fine or two of state's largest growers for using pesticides. It wasn't necessarily due to the proactive investigation. Both just came from anonymous tips. So they don't do shit. They don't actually do anything when they find people doing these things. They just kind of say, hey, if you're willing to pay your way through because someone exposed you for doing something gross, just give us the $20,000 and you can be on your way. You can keep doing that business. Just give us our fucking cut. Which is a big pattern you see in the U.S. economic system constantly. Prior to that, the WWs busted a weird old hippie on the peninsula for using spinosad, a relatively minor offender, and uncovered some startling revelations about his nude jaunts. Side branches. How can you reuse soil after using winter frost? What is winter frost? Are you asking how to reuse soil after it's been through a winter frost? How's it going, side branches? I need a little bit more context with your are you talking about the new the nutrients winter frost? Are you talking about the nutrients when you're asking that question? It's a finish additive. Okay, I would say basically just flush out the soil, make sure the soil is nice and stripped of the nutrients, run a couple gallons of water through it, and then just re-amend it with whatever you use. If you use synthetic nutrients, you don't need to add anything to it, but if you use organic nutrients, you obviously have to re-amend the organic matter into it. It just depends on what route you decide to take. But basically, just flush it out, make sure there's nothing in there. If you did a flush after using the finish additive, I'm not sure exactly what stage you're using that in, but if you do a plain water flush for like a week or two after using the finish additive in the last couple of weeks, if that's how it works, then you should already be good. Excuse me. Grow dots and recharge. Hell yeah, man. What are grow dots? Sorry, I bumped that fucking mic. That probably hurt someone's ears. Programmed release plant fertilizer. Fuck yeah, man. Very cool. Also good on you for growing organics. That's very awesome. We have a problem with pesticides that we can no longer ignore. Many of our Washington state's medicinal marijuana patients will soon be participants in the recreational market. It is used for 1 week before cutting for just 1 week. Okay, so yeah, just refer back to the flushing and then just make sure your soil's all cleaned out. Basically, when the water's running clear, or like just when the runoff is running pretty clear, you're looking pretty good. When new legalization takes effect in July, many medical marijuana patients have compromised immune systems. Tracy Serene, the CCA, and patients for patients said she paid $1,600 out of pocket for a conductor. Her to share of testing when she realized that many of her patients were already shopping in recreational stores. That's fucking insane. Yeah, you're welcome, man. This stream I'm dedicating literally just looking into cannabis drama and also answering all of chat's questions. So anyone who wants to hop in and ask any question is more than welcome to, while I go through and read about these sketchy business practices that dispensaries are pulling off. Okay, I'm going to read this sentence again because I totally murdered it. She said she paid $1,600 out of pocket to conduct her share of testing when she realized that many of her patients were already shopping in recreational stores. She paid for 11 of the 37 tests. The patients can't afford the products that are not on the shelf right now. She said they're going to be forced to buy what's affordable, and that may not be the product that's been tested for pesticides. It also may not be a product they should use. It might not even be a product they need. The products that someone might need might not be affordable, but they might not know that, because we can't really discuss medical stuff unless they have a prescription, which if you're shopping for medical, you already do. But even then, I think they have to tiptoe around a lot of the effects that the plant can actually give off, simply because of its legal status federally. I think that's how that works. I could be dumb, but I know they can't talk about it to recreational patients. She was especially dismayed that one concentrate product rang in at over 200,000 parts per billion of a microbiome. Okay, mycobidinol. Because she obtained the sample from a cancer patient, a particularly vulnerable customer. Yeah, that shit is fucking horrifying. You're selling smokable poison to cancer patients. That's called being fucking Satan. And they're knowingly spraying their plants with this shit because it's strictly banned a lot of the stuff they're using. Like, again, if they were using like tea tree oil or peppermint oil or rosemary oil, maybe even neem oil, in the veg stage at least, they wouldn't be having a problem. But the fact that they're using like actual fucking poison, scary. As you can see from the results she wrote, the cancer patient that I mentioned has been poisoned. I cannot sit idly by. I have a heart and a conscience. What the fuck, man? This cancer patient went out to seek medication, and instead of getting medicated, instead of being relieved of their pain, which they might have been relieved of their pain a little bit, but you also poisoned them with a fucking pesticide that you weren't even supposed to use. What the hell are these people doing? The first reform that needs to be made is institute randomized pesticide testing, conduct the WSLCB, or independent third-party regulations that have no teeth, aren't worth the paper they're printed on. Then we need to establish their own state-level pesticide thresholds so that we can put those results at some point, some sort of meaningful context, and sort out the incidental contact from the intentional spraying. Yeah, no fucking joke, dude. Something needs to be done for real. Busting everyone is not the goal here. We're really after these people who are doing the upper levels. That's the stuff that should be scared the hell out of. We're really after those people who are doing these upper levels. That's the stuff that people should be scared to hell of, is the actual quote. Once we have a system in place to identify those bad apples, we need to pick them right now. There's no recall procedure in place, and the state has been loath to implement one, saying that they have 2 cheaters it caught recently didn't test and dangerous levels, which they determined, despite the fact that we have no official levels. Amazing. That needs to change. That's fucking crazy. Jesus. 2 cheaters it caught recently didn't test at dangerous levels. Are you fucking kidding? They didn't test to dangerous levels. Well, we don't have them there. Well, they didn't test to the dangerous levels. Those aren't determined yet. Well, they didn't fucking test that, dude. They didn't get there. So it's not that bad. Well, like, what the hell, man? Grow your own plants and you know exactly what they have in them. Rick Simpson oil should be made and get maximum benefits from the plants. Yeah, the problem is that not everyone's physically able to. As much as I would love to also live in the idealistic fantasy land that everyone could grow their own medication, what we really need is we just need craft growers who really know their shit, are reading books on medicinal practices, and can guide people as caregivers, as trustworthy caregivers who do grow their own medication, to be able to interact on a very intimate personal level with their patients and give them medication they really need. Now, all the other motherfuckers can go to the recreational shop, all right? They don't need us. They don't need the high quality, the insanely terpified, high THC potent stuff. They don't need it. They don't need a caregiver card. They don't need a medicinal card. But what they do need is a place to get good, healthy medication. But the problem is it also looks like the recreational crowd isn't going to get what they want either, because apparently this whole time I've been smoking pesticide is what I'm learning. I always want the best, which is why we grow our own, baby. Shout out to you, ADHD OG. It's good to see you. it's been a couple streams since I've seen you join, and my caps lock has been on for a little while. Um, wow. Okay. Uh, Mo. Wow. Mobley told me these. By the way, any of these names, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing them. Cheers, man. I'm almost 62 years old and do it all my own way. Hey, fuck yeah, dude. I mean, my grandpa, I don't think he would have been able to grow, and he was 52 when he died. People with cancer, super weak, wouldn't be able to do their own stuff. People who are paraplegics, or face like super chronic pain issues to where they need to walk with a cane and only have one hand available at any given time. I could see how they would have a hard enough time doing anything in life really besides just growing, that maybe just having a quality caregiver system would be sufficient. But I do think that everyone who can grow feasibly, financially, and all that good stuff, I think they should be able to grow, and I think that they should, to their best ability, but not the literal brass tacks is that just literally not everybody can. This year is the 50th year of smoking. That's pretty awesome, man. But that means you were smoking when you were 12, which means you probably don't have very good people around you, or at least didn't at the time. Um, but that's neither here nor there, and I'm not here to judge anybody. Um, these contaminated and dangerous products would be immediately swept off the shelves in Colorado, and the same needs to be done with these identical contaminated cannabis products in Washington. Wholeheartedly agree. If it's garbage, get it the fuck out. Take out the garbage, in fact. The recent flap over my blog post and Ian Einberg's blind pesticide test, an excellent illustration of how pesticide threshold can provide some much needed clarity and help the state determine when a recall is warranted. I think that having banned pesticides at dangerous levels, I think that would be a good place to start. After I posted about his findings, which were given to me with the names and vendors redacted, someone leaked the list. Einberg was not happy, and his stated goal in the redacting of the names has been to avoid ruining any reputations, especially given that some of the results were present, but in absolutely negligible amounts. It would seem that the list leaks sans results as the 9 vendors started catching hell regardless of how high their stuff clocked in at. Which I don't think that we should harass people who are doing things that are technically legal. I think that the worst we should do is boycott their product. Because if you don't give them any money, you don't give them any power. So if you're like, oh, these guys, they clocked in super high, or they clocked in at all for things that are banned and dangerous, you can just not give them money and just tell your friends and people you care about it. Maybe make a post on Facebook about it, but don't go out and harass them and call them names. It very much frustrates us that Ike says that Solidus spraying is pesticides. At Alex Coolney, who owns Solace through Uncle Ike's, didn't technically say that. Wow, holy shit. I don't know, man. That last paragraph kind of felt like word vomit. Solace just never failed a test. No one violated the rules, and the farmer did not use a pesticide that is off the approved list. So they're claiming they did fine, at least that one place. But yeah, pesticides in the cannabis, basically industry-wide. There is a machine that can completely remediate flower, add terps, and kill mold and mildew Most facilities use these to ensure safe product. I'm not a fan of boof box, but I see its use. I would have to look into that more. I'm not familiar with that unless that's the some sort of like radiation thing that Pigeons was talking about that I vaguely remember from like a year ago or something like that. But I'll look into the boof box. I think that'll be pretty easy to remember. I think we basically got the gist of this article. They're doing a lot of tests. They're trying to reform this stuff with the pesticides. And hopefully we can actually come to a meaningful conclusion. I'm hoping within the next 10 years the legal cannabis industry is tolerable. What are you guys' predictions for that? How many years do you think it's going to get before when the dispensaries start making sense and all the legal like laws start making sense, at least in the states where it's legal now? How many years do you guys think that's going to take? I think in Michigan it's going to take at least 10 more before we're at a place where shit isn't really weird. They sell THCA in gas stations now. Where are you at, man? Holy shit, I haven't seen that. That's fucking bizarre. Missouri? Isn't THC illegal in Missouri? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't weed illegal in Missouri? And they're just selling THCA, which is the same fucking wow. Which is the same fucking thing. I just dropped my water bottle. I gotta be right back. I gotta get a fucking towel for this shit. Alright, that's the dumbest thing I've done on stream in a minute. Okay. I don't know how they're getting away with that whole THCA thing. Other than like lawmakers just don't know the difference. And the difference is none. So there's a Reddit post that says, why are dispensaries so sketchy? Which we might as well just look into. Whew. So this is r/Michigents, which I don't know. I'm not familiar with that subreddit, but why are dispensaries so sketchy? I've been to dispensaries all over the state, and most are super sketchy. When it comes to the check-in process, for instance, why do they always ask for your phone number? That has never happened, but fuck. God damn it. I don't want to fucking have to sign in and shit. I guess I have to, though. God. Okay. Why do they always ask for your phone number? I've never had that happen before. As far as I can tell, it's not legally required, but it seems in every dispensary requires it for new customers with no option to decline. Today I visited a new one, and the receptionist said they had to take my picture. What? This is after I had given her my ID and my med card. Since when did dispensaries become the goddamn Secretary of State? Someone down below says that the phone number could have to do with recalls on products. An owner of a dispensary actually commented. So let's actually read through this because this could have, for one, phone numbers are not legally required. So if you don't want to give it, you don't have to. No names, addresses, nothing like that. The only thing you're required to do, furnish, is a valid ID that says you're 21 or older. Just simply tell them that you don't want to give them your information. We get plenty of people who don't want their info in the system, and that's fine. We just push them through the order and general profile because we don't need to at least have a profile to ring them up in order. Just the other day, I had 3 guys come in from Ohio, and I asked if they were just passing through. They said yes, so we sent them through. I didn't want to have to mess with anything, putting them in the system for a one-time trip. So, yeah, I've never had that happen. Apparently, this guy's had it happen at a lot of places. But I wouldn't say that's necessarily sketchy. They're just asking for your information to make a profile, which is pretty typical for a lot of places, like gas station rewards and other store. Training and practices of cannabis dispensary staff. The definitive guide to cannabis dispensary SEO. Cash handling cannabis retail. Man, the lawsuit that exposes the Nevada thing has a lot of different articles. Can't really find. I'll be right back. Baby's crying. Alright, I'm back. Let's actually look up the boof box that ADHD OG mentioned. Super Boof, aka Super Boof weed strain, not what we're looking for. It's not Boof box, is it? No, he said Boof box. Yeah, nothing's coming up for Boof box. I'm not seeing it here. So I don't know what kind of black magic Missouri's got going on. Let's go. I don't know. What topics do you guys want to see? Does anyone have anything that would be interesting to look into? All right, see you in a bit when you figure that out, ADHD. I also wanted to look into terpenes and see which ones do what. Missouri is black magic. I'm in the Ozark Mountains. How's it going, Legion's Laboratory? It's great to see you, and I'm glad to hear that it's not just me that thinks Missouri is a little bit crazy. Okay, so there's Good and Stony. I'm glad to hear it, man. I might actually go grab my pen. I just took a hit off of it before coming back, but I've been hitting on it all day, and I've been having a great time. I've been smoking strawberry cheesecake actually since I left for work. And Purple Urkel is actually a pretty good strain that I have a vape pen of. Very grape soda-y, and I'm a really big fan of it. It's got a heavy like indica effect to it. So I'm looking into a terpene chart, and I kind of want to look into actual like effects and not just what they are. Terpenes and their effects. Many terpenes are bioactive, which means they may affect the body. The effect will vary based on the concentration of the terpenes itself and how the person uses it, because the terpene produces vibrant smells. They form the basis of many essential oils that are an integral part of many alternative therapies, such as aromatherapy, which is an extremely important thing to do. Aromatherapy is extremely important, and I feel like more people should participate in using aromas to their advantage. Find terpenes and their effects. Wow, there's not a lot when you type in. I'm already at the bottom, and there's... Wow. I don't think there's a page 2 to this, which... Oh, there is. There's just not a lot of results that are relevant. Holy shit. Whew. All right, I'm having a really rough time over here. Ultimate list of terpenes and their benefits. So we'll go over a couple of these. Jesus Christ. So the first one we got here is myrcene, which is Myrcene. This is the most abundant terpene in cannabis that makes up as much as 65% of the total terpene profile. In some strains, it produces an earthy, musky tones, which is extremely common. Even if it's just an undertone, it's usually there. Similar to cloves, myrcene helps reduce inflammation and chronic pain and may be included in cancer treatment. It is believed that eating mango about 45 minutes, which eating mango before a high to make you higher is a myth. It interacts with the terpenes and their effects, and I don't actually think it boosts the THC. I'm pretty sure that was a proven myth, but if anyone wants to correct me in the chat, you're very welcome to, and please leave a source if you do that I can look into. Many other plant species, if you favor musky, earthy, skunky indicas like Northern Lights, you most likely appreciate myrcene and its couch lock, I'm in for the evening effects, which that effect is one that I'm definitely looking for. I hope I can extract it out of my garden this round, and I don't know, man. I'm just really looking for that effect in a plant. Cannabis strains that contain 0.5% or more of myrcene are those that produce a sedative, deeply relaxing qualities many medicinal and recreational cannabis consumers enjoy. So if your evening plans are no more ambitious than a pizza delivery and binge watching Invader Zim, a heady indica, rich myrcene may be right up your alley. Limonene, which is also a super popular one. This is the second most abundant terpene. Since the first one was the first and the second one was the second, I bet you they put them in order. And by the way, guys, if you guys are getting value out of this, learn a little something, go ahead and leave a like on this live stream. Definitely show support, and I appreciate it a lot. Terp Enhancer uses terpene harvested from other plants down side allergies, and it makes ditchweed taste like fire. It's a slippery slope. Terp Enhancer. Okay. So is that the scent boosting agent that people like to use? It's just basically extracting terpenes and then putting them onto other plants. Is that what we're looking into? Limonene, this is the second most abundant terpene in cannabis, and it produces a citrusy aroma, which I definitely appreciate. Okay, that's kind of fucking weird, if I do say so myself. Second most abundant terpene in the cannabis plant produces a citrusy aroma, which is one of my favorites. It is also found in high amounts in the rind of citrus fruits, plants, oranges, tangerines. It is commonly used in the manufacturing of cleaning products and cosmetics, which are definitely fun. Cleaning and cosmetics. Limonene is the mood enhancer, often used in aromatherapy. It is also antifungal and antibacterial properties. Recent studies have revealed that the terpene may have had a role to do in reducing tumor size. So that's pretty interesting. Basically fighting cancer. Limonene is a terpene derived from pinene, and like pinene, its name is a giveaway for what it smells like: lemons. Cannabis varieties with like Super Lemon Haze are high in limonene and also Lemon Kush. Consuming these strains promotes a general uplift in mood and attitude, which I can advocate for. It definitely does. When I smoke, the Boofbach adds terps and colors too. That's fucking weird. Again, I don't like it. I don't like it. It might be new technology. It might make the weed better. It might make it shit. I say if you can grow impressive plants from the ground and make them look good, I think you're better than someone who has to spend thousands of dollars on technology to make good looking weed. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion, man, and I'm sticking to it. That's like your opinion, man. The citrusy, indeed. Yep. This citrusy terpene is the most major component in citrus fruits, rind, rosemary, juniper, and peppermint, as well as several pine needle oils, blah, 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 blah. From the therapeutic perspective in patients, limonene may prove beneficial per proactive against various cancers. Orally administration limonene is currently undergoing clinical trials for breast cancer treatment. That would be fucking stellar if you could cure breast cancer with limonene, or at least help fight it. My favorite terp is actually unstable sulfur molecules, so not a terp, but it creates a particular smell, taste, and effect. Unstable sulfur molecules is your favorite smell ever? Well, not your favorite smell ever, but something you like. That is the most fucking metal 3 words you can. Okay, the skunk smell. You just said it in a very Black Sabbath way, if I do say so myself. The essential oils and aroma of limonene are familiar to anyone who has smelled cleaning solutions like lemon pine sol or lemon scented furniture polish. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Limonene's effects produce a range of effects. Some people use it as a dietary aid because it's known to inhibit appetite. Limonene is known as antioxidant and antibacterial, which is one reason it's often found in detergents and cleaning products, which is interesting in addition to its clean scent. So, if you're looking to inhibit your appetite, which is you're looking to go on a diet, you're trying to restrict your calories, look into something lemon. I need my weed to smell so offensive that it makes the dog puke. Get help. Like, what the fuck? Come on, man. Your dog doesn't need to be having a bad time just because you want to have a good one. That's just rude. It's his house, too. Or her house. Limonene is known for. Okay, we already read the rest of that sentence. But yeah. Help with dieting. Basically cures obesity. No big deal. Haven't been fully explored in cannabis because, of course, it hasn't been fully explored in cannabis. But there is evidence that it has a great number of potential uses. It is known to be an antidepressant because it inhibits the serotonin and hypothetical pituitary, adrenal, HPA stress hormones. Fuck yeah, baby. Making you less stressed with limonene. Maybe I need to introduce it to my garden again and just have it back. Maybe that's what I like so much about the lemon kush. Maybe it wasn't the lemon kush itself at all. Maybe I just like the limonene terpene. Maybe that's the only thing I'm getting out of it because it sounds like limonene kicks ass. Known to fight pain, curb inflammation, 2 conditions that occur simultaneously. There are 2 indications that limonene may help prevent Alzheimer's disease and help treat Crohn's, irritable bowel syndrome, and fibromyalgia. Fibrom fibromyalgia. Holy shit. Which I've also never seen that word written before, in my defense. And Department of Environmental Medicine School in Japan. Linalool. Linalool. For people dealing with the big C, I like to use Purple Lemonade by Fast Buds. It's high in limonene and anti and antioxidants. Definitely good looking out for the people. Let's specifically by Fast Buds, eh? Is it just because you get a faster harvest, or is it because of something specifically with their genetics you get that you don't get out of a different purple lemonade? Because isn't Fast Buds like pushing out seeds or pushing out harvest basically like 8 weeks of flower consistently or something like that? So I'm on it right now. The purple lemonade, it looks fantastic. Super purple. The leaves are green, but the bud is super purple. Beautiful cultivar. Produces up to 550 grams per meter squared. Bittersweet citrus terps, mouth puckering, sweet and sour, just like freshly squeezed lemonade. Delightful for the mind and body. A nice, uplifting, relaxing high that'll keep a smile on your face all day long. Eye-catching bag appeal, the purple buds with the green leaves, and bright orange hairs will catch everyone's attention, which I might look into this strain a little bit more. Definitely looks like a great suggestion, so shout out to Legion's Laboratory for dropping the fire bud in the chat. Definitely always appreciate that. So the effects, I'm going to be, they're rated between 1 and 5. It's just a very lemon and purple that make autos and they make autos and photos. Good to know. Relaxed is a like a 3.2. Happy is a 2. I would say a 2.3, 2.4. Uplifted as a 1.5. Hungry 1.5. Giggly 1.2. Creative 0.75. Sleepy 16%, and then it just goes down from there, from sleepy, energetic, talkative, those kinds of effects. But yeah, purple lemonade looks fucking fire, sounds fantastic. The limonene, fantastic terpene to be high in. Lionol resembles. So back to the article. We're on number 3. Lionol is responsible for the floral notes in cannabis, which I also really like, man. I really love floral cannabis. It is also common for the lavender and aromatic herbs. Huge fan of those ones too. It produces a relaxation and induces sleep. And I sound kind of repetitive because I just kind of love weed smell. So I'm going to just say I love everything when it comes to the terpene side of things. Varieties high in Lionol promoting calming and relaxing effects. Lionol has been used for centuries as a sleep aid and is widely known to reduce stress. Found in strains like Lavender and Skywalker OG, which are 2 strains that I've been looking into getting. If you get the right pheno, you can make purple oil. That's fucking fire, dude. That's fucking gas as fuck. I love that. I'm gonna have to get it. I'm gonna have to pheno hunt one specifically for purple oil. And hey, if you guys pheno hunt one and I happen to have a PO box open at the time, send me the one that makes the purple oil, because I will make a ton of that. Okay, so Lionol also used to relieve seizure symptoms and provide relief to those suffering from psychosis. Lionol lessens the anxious emotions sometimes provoked by pure THC, thus making it a helpful anxiety treatment. Studies also suggest that Lionol boosts the immune system. So those are a couple things that are important. Super buff cherries makes purple rosin. Consistently or like a specific pheno of it? And also by who? So buff cherries by what breeder? Or does only one person make it? And also is it pheno specific? Not quite as common in cannabis as myrcene and limonene. Lionol is one of the secondary terpenes that is quite prevalent in the plant, although by no means is it found in every strain or even the majority of strains. It has a distinct aroma that many people quickly relate to the smell of marijuana. All of them I've seen so far grow more fire genetics. All right, so we're going to be looking into our second strain of the night, it looks like. He says grow more fire is the genetics, the breeder. So buff cherries grow more fire. So it says super buff cherry number 26. I'm not seeing anything for just... I see images of buff cherries grow more fire. And then it says super buff cherry number... Okay, so you must be talking about super buff cherry number 26. Which, it does look fucking crazy. And it's 20% off right now. So, Legion's Laboratory, if you want to hop on this shit right now. Made by crossing black cherry, super boof cut, black cherry punch crossed with Tropicana cookies with the relentless genetics of Tropicana cherry, Tropicana cookies crossed with cherry cookies F3. Firstly, I want to give a huge shout out to the breeders of those incredible genetics I cross. As you can observe from the lineage, there are a lot of Tropicana cookies and cherry cookies in the mix. I'm very confident that with this cross, I took the best of those incredible genetics and pushed them to the next level and created something spectacular. Super buff cherry. Hunting super buff cherry was a fantastic experience, and I stumbled on a lot of unique phenotypes that were bursting with color and flavors. I ended this pheno hunt by finding the keeper pheno number 26 out of 33 seeds. Super buff cherry 26 is a fantastic, vigorous plant on a veg that will create thick lateral branches. She is a pleasure to veg. She is a pleasure to veg since she is so easy. She gives us growers many beautiful tops and an easy to manage plant canopy. 150 a seed, I'm good, but it looks nice. What the fuck? What's up, Nimbus? How's it going, man? $150 per seed? Where is that? Good lord. Raspberry Ripple by Mosca turned out awesome for me, man. We might look into that next after I find out what the hell is going on with this Super Buff Cherry number 26. The clones, yeah, clones can get pricey. Let's see if I can find the seeds. Okay. So I'm not seeing the I'm on Grow More Fire Genetics. I'm not seeing a search bar, but I'm gonna assume this is all they've got because I don't see anywhere to search. They have something called Cherry Rage. And it's $250 for a pack. I don't know if it's the clone or what. It doesn't really say. So I think I'm just gonna go into Nimbus's Raspberry Ripple. By Mosca Seeds. Those hairs are incredibly white. Again, it's purple bud, man. Sherbet Ripple crossed with Raspberry Boogie. And then it doesn't say how many are actually in the pack from what I see. It turned out super purple too. It's definitely no bullshit. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily accusing them of that, but I'm not a big fan of buying seeds without like a description. And this doesn't have that much of a description. When I saw that pic, I was like, no way it will look like that. The pic looked photoshopped. Yeah, a lot of pictures of weed actually do look photoshopped. And I found a couple of a couple of seed banks rather that are posting the exact same picture of bud for two completely different strains. And I found that pretty fucking crazy. But usually it is okay, and usually it turns out pretty close to what you'll be looking at. I don't like that. Yeah, neither did I. I did not like when I saw that, but I did I put it on my Twitter. If you scroll back far enough, I'm pretty sure you could find it. It really turns me off buying genetics when that happens. Yeah, that kind of shit where they don't take a picture of the actual strain. Like phenotypes, obviously, always going to be something there. But if you don't take a picture of the actual strain, and one thing I saw that I really liked, I can't remember what website because I'd really love to credit them, but I saw them posting customer reviews with pictures. So you could order the seed and then send back on the review a picture of what the seed actually ended up looking like. And then they could also give a review describing what it turned out like. So then that can actually help consumers guide themselves in a better direction because I don't expect websites and breeders and everything to get pictures of every single thing. You're totally right too, because any company doing good testing should have some pics to show you. Yep, any company that's reputable, that's quality, they will have the right pictures on the right shit. And I say if you go the extra mile and you have people posting what they're actually getting out of your genetics, I think you are doing a fantastic service when it comes to getting customers and consumers what they're really looking for. Because if I can look at something and say, yeah, that's something I would really like, but I don't know if it's going to turn out like that, and then I see a ton of pictures on the reviews where it's like, look, this is what it turns out like. This guy is consistent. The seeds are undeniably quality. That's going to seal the deal for me to buy a pack of 5 when I wanted a pack of 3, or a pack of 10 when I wanted a pack of 5, something like that, or just buy the strain in general if I were on the fence. Like, good marketing like that and good quality service like that, it goes a long way. But hey, Nimbus, while you're here, are there any topics that you actually wanted to get into? Because I'm kind of doing like a super general stream. I got purple lemonade for $10 a seed, and my profile picture is that of a purple lemonade taken with my phone. Very cool. I'll have to get a closer look at your profile picture later, Legions. But pictures of bud actually turn out really good on the phones now. Phones just have like really good quality cameras, which I'm very thankful for because it helps me do shit like this. But one strain that I actually really like is G13. But the only thing I really don't like about that strain is it's, at least what I got, was pretty inconsistent. Because one strain I got was super structured and super stacked, and a different one was super spindly and fucking random. But let's see what comes up when we just type in G13 seeds. My favorite old school strain was probably Cheese, Lemon Haze, and Chem. I am a fan of Exotic Genetics, great breeder. Let's look into Exotic Genetics real quick, because I've heard a little bit about them. G13 Seed Company is a good company as well. Yeah, G13 Seed Company is good. From what I hear, I've never actually ordered from the G13 Seed Company, unless all G13 seeds come from there. But I'm pretty sure I got mine from Canuck Seeds. I get a lot of my seeds through them. This shit looks foxtailed to all hell that they got on this picture. Is that just how the bud fucking grows? That's absolutely wild. Yes, I'm 21 or older. Leave me alone. Exotic Genetics. Very trippy website design. Grape Gary. Dumb Gas. Porto Liche, Cackle Snatch, Twisted Terps, Grape Chata, Petrol Potion, and Petrol Potion. Who bred Purple Ferrari? That would be Future Genetics. Future Genetics bred Purple Ferrari. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if you can actually get seeds for them. Sorry, you had to listen to that fucking cancer. Purple Ferrari seeds. So they got them on Grow Diaries, but I don't know if you can actually buy seeds from Grow Diaries. I'm seeing if I can find it, so I can tell you guys if you want to. But I'm pretty sure it's discontinued. Pretty sure there's no more. I know they've gotten a lot of hate lately over triploids, but everything I've grown from Humboldt. Okay, so yeah, Humboldt is a good seed company. They just really fucked up recently, and I did go over that in one of the streams. But yeah, their normal stuff, their feminized and regular seeds, I'm sure are perfectly fine. Just those triploids had a little bit of trouble. They did issue refunds for people who unfortunately spent money on those. So we're looking a little bit more spick and span there. Hopefully they do a little bit more testing next time they go and do a runaround. But I would definitely wait, save your money, let the guinea pigs do it first. The people who do it professionally, the influencers, if you will, in the space, and then hopefully everything can be smooth. I think I might run Whiteberry and Paradise Seeds next. I got the last photo period pack on Attitude Seed Bank USA. But yeah, no, I can't find purple Ferrari anywhere. I think it's vanished. I think I literally am growing the last purple Ferrari to ever exist, unless of course the purple or the future genetics guy also has the seed still, which I tried to contact him, but unfortunately he has not messaged back. So I kind of lose hope with that guy. Speaking of which, I'm open to a new seed sponsor if anyone is watching this who would like to sponsor a small content creator. Whiteberry by Paradise Seeds. What the hell? Yes, I'm 18 or older. Leave me alone. Auto Whiteberry, a beautiful plant, trichome rich, resin heavy, that delivers a complex mix of indica and sativa effects along with the delicious taste of forbidden fruits. Indica 80%, sativa 20%, potency THC 19%, mild to strong relaxing, pungent sweet, 63 days of flower, or 63 days, yeah, 63 days of flower. This product is currently out of stock and unavailable, baby, which means people either love it or they hate making it. That's completely fair. I just looked into the first thing that popped up when I looked up what you sent me. I didn't know if there was also photos or if there was just the autos that they did. They usually only do autos. That's a bummer, man. I mean, in my opinion. But, like, my opinion doesn't really matter. Are there any terpenes you guys are curious about specifically? Because I do still have this article popped up with all this crazy knowledge. You rarely see him drop the photo one. That's kind of lame. Lame. Don't like it. I like our photo seeds around here. By the way, if any of you guys are new and you have not subscribed yet, definitely hit the subscribe button. You get notified every time I upload. Get notified every time I go live. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this stream so far. I definitely appreciate it. Which terp is your favorite, man? I have no fucking idea. I gotta be honest though. I know they're the only ones we really went over in this chat. Well, actually, not really. I like limonene as a top pick and Lionol or Lionolol. Wow. I'm a big fan of betamycin and carophylline. I assume you meant gases. Yeah, there you go. Let's fucking throw it in the shit. Betamycin. Wow, I don't even see it on here. Give me a minute. Did you mean spicy? Okay. Whatever happened to the Terpinator? That stuff used to be everywhere. Man, I have no idea what you're talking about. Is carfulline up here? They might be committing sins up in here. Because both those two terpene, ADHD, those two terpenes you pointed out that you like, they didn't even have them listed on that article. And they have like 30 options or something like that. Baramycin reported biological activities include analgesic, anesthetic, sedative, antibiotic, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and anti-cancerous effects. Sorry, I bumped the mic. Like myrcene as well, but I have seizures, so that'd be problem specific. Yeah, that's true. Curcumin terpene found in cannabis plants. It has the scent described as spicy, earthy, or musky with a hint of fruitiness. Okay, so they just use the Okay, I see what happened. You typed beta myrcene as one word when beta and myrcene are actually separated when you go into these documents. So they probably actually did have it up here, but it's just listed as myrcene. But it's the spicy, earthy, musky hint of fruitiness. My bad, brother. Nah, it's all good, man. This shit all gets fucking confusing. Um, you're all good, basically. But glad we got down to the bottom of that. Here, we'll look up caryophyllene terpene. That's a fucking word. bicyclic space SESQUITERPENE. So bicyclic sesquiterpene. Wow, that's a fucking word. Natural bisyllabic sesquiterpene that is constituent of many essential oils, especially clove oil, stems, flowers, but it is one of many terpenes found in the cannabis plant, including both hemp and marijuana, which are the same fucking thing. Caryophyllene has it's not the same fucking thing. It's just one has more THC in it than the other, and that's it. Benefits has an even been shown to enhance the effects of certain cannabinoids directly, which I guess it's just not going to tell me the effect until effects. Been found to offer boosting the immune system, support, promote digestive health, alleviate chronic pain, and may help reduce inflammation. Gentle, soothing, relaxing effects. I think I'm going to have to wrap it up here. I've been going for almost 2 hours. I think this is the new longest stream, so I'm going to thank you and remind you guys that I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's get some peace outs in the comments, or actually in the chat. I appreciate you guys staying here, and I hope you guys learned something. Picked out a couple of strains that I hope you guys can look into getting, a couple fun facts and products, and also some sketchy ass business practices that Big Corpo just loves getting caught for doing. And while we actually wind down here, I want to go to octanol, which I assume is the gas of gas based on its name, which is a very short section. So I'll just read this out and then do another short outro. This is a rare terpene in cannabis, and it produces a floral aroma. That fucking floral aroma, man, it's just dragging us around, just popping up everywhere. It can be used in alleviating symptoms of essential tumors. Wow. Essential tremors, as well as other neurological tremors. Have a Gifford. What? Have a good night, man. I hope everyone either sleeps well or has a great day, depending on what time it is for you guys. I looked up Gifford and it came up with like healthcare stuff, but nah, I do appreciate you guys. Shout out to Nimbus, Legion's Laboratory, ADHDOG was in here, Side Branches, all you guys. Definitely appreciate having you guys join and hopping in all the live streams and engaging in the chat and teaching me a couple things, as well as hopefully learning some shit. But yeah, I'll see you next time, probably in a video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See you later.